What is a business succession plan, and should I have one? A pretty common question these days, or at least issue that comes up when people come in to see me, is you've got a lot of people who are kind of in the baby boomer generation, and they have either small or family-owned businesses, even local here in Southern California, where they built a business, it's done well, it's, millions of dollar revenue, anywhere from, okay, it makes $1 million a year to $100 million a year, and it's owned by, a number, just the family or just a small number of people. And people wonder, okay, well, I'm working on my estate plan, I'm getting my will or my trust put together, and they think, well, what about the business? Okay, well, what's going to happen with the business when I die or become incapacitated, want to retire? These are things that need to be planned for in advance. The most common is what's called a business succession plan. It's part of business planning where you look at, it's just like estate planning, where you look at, okay, with a will or a trust, who do I want my business to go to? Who's going to own it after I die or, can no longer take care of it? Who's going to manage it? A lot of people come in and say, hey, or even in a divorce, okay, there's two partners and they're worried, the spouse of one of the partners, if that partner dies, they don't want that spouse taking over and having to be a partner with this other spouse, or the other partner's son who, doesn't really care about the business. Also, a lot of people who own family businesses say their kids want nothing to do with the business. They have no interest. So they want a way to transition the business to somebody else, because if it makes money and is profitable, there's no reason for them to die, retire, no longer able to run the business, to just let it go. So there are ways that we can take a business and strategically plan for the future to transition it. Maybe it's to some of the employees, maybe it's to prepare it for a potential sale to an outside party, or even just to put things in place to transition it to the children. Let's say there are some that want to take over the business, or some other outside party. We put all these things in writing and plan for them, and plan for any issues that could come up in the meantime, because we never know exactly when we're going to die, or something's going to happen to where we can no longer make any decisions for us. And family-owned businesses are very personal. It's like someone's baby. They want complete control. They want to know what's going to happen in the future. And so a business succession plan is an integral part of owning a business, to plan for the future. So, unless you're planning on selling the business within a few years and just keeping it for a couple of years, you should have a written business succession plan that covers things like, what if there's a partner or a part owner who dies, gets divorced? What about that spouse? Do we want them involved? What about their kids? Who's going to take over? Who's going to run things? One of the most common things is what's called a buy-sell agreement. We put a buy-sell agreement or shareholders agreement in place that covers some of these issues: death, incapacity, divorce, even things like bankruptcy of one of the owners. Try to cover these issues to transition the business, or to determine how are we going to sell somebody's 50% ownership interest if they want to sell it to an outside party. Do we want the right to say, no, I don't want that person's buddy to buy in and I have to become a 50% partner with them? So we put those things in place because otherwise a 50% shareholder of a corporation might be able to sell their 50% to their buddy or somebody else, get a bunch of quick money, and then you're stuck with somebody that you don't want as a 50% owner of the business. So it's good to put something in writing together, whether it's a buy-sell agreement, shareholders agreement, business succession plan. There's a number of different things that we can use to prepare for all those potential things that are going to happen in life.